Hello everyone, and welcome to the 2012 Fall Recap edition of Around the GNAC. I'm Doug Chin. 79 teams started the season, all hoping to get a chance to stand behind this banner as GNAC champions. But only 7 teams would get to see that dream come to fruition. Let's take a look at those lucky few. The championship season would start on the links. The 2-day tournament was held at Blackstone National Golf Club, and once again, it was Rhode Island College coming out on top. The Anchormen had a 7-stroke lead over Southern Maine going into day 2. Huskies captain Josh Hogan, the individual leader in the tournament, did his best to close the gap, but his tournament low 76 just wasn't enough. RIC, led by GNAC Rookie of the Year Jonathan Cooper, extended their lead to 8 and took the championship with a final team score of 639. Okay, now repeat after me. Simmons women's tennis team. Try saying that 5 times fast. Well, if somebody asked you to name the conference's past 5 women's tennis champions, you'd have to. That's right, for the 5th straight year, the Sharks came out on top, and they did it again in dominating fashion, extending their conference winning streak to 50 matches, dating all the way back to the beginning of 2008. 4 underclassmen won singles matches for Simmons, including Megan Coakley, who was undefeated in GNAC singles play this year. Those 4 wins were enough to push the Sharks over the edge, earning them the 6-3 victory. Next, we're off to Rivier University, where both the men's and women's cross-country champs were crowned. In the women's race, it was the Johnson & Wales Wildcats taking their 3rd straight GNAC title. They were paced by senior Laura Ferrero, who finished 2nd overall with a time of 20:04. For the men, it was Norwich. GNAC Rookie of the Year Adam Miller was the first of 4 top 10 finishers for the cadets, as they took the title with 44 points. It takes a team to win a championship, and the great athletes will always try to put the team before themselves. However, sometimes it's also good to take a look at individual accomplishments. This year, St. Joe's volleyball star Sarah Hawks became her school's first member of the Double Grand Club when she recorded her 1,000th kill and her 1,000th dig. Our own Jeff Kolb got a chance to sit down with her and talk about the accomplishment.
Of all the pressures you've been under this season, between trying to captain this team to a GNAC championship and also knowing you'd be breaking some individual school records, what has been your biggest challenge?
I've kind of had a lot of ups and downs. Knowing it's my senior year, it's been tough for me that this is it. So I wanted to make as big of an impact as I could. So I think my biggest challenge is just keeping myself up, staying positive, and just putting my all in, knowing it's my last year.
Before you started your career at St. Joe's, Maine in 2009, no player in the school's history had ever reached 1,000 kills or 1,000 digs. You've reached both those marks. What do those records mean to you?
They mean a lot. I knew coming in I was going to break 1,000 kills. I honestly actually didn't know I was going to break 1,000 digs. That was news to me. So breaking both of them was huge. I mean, it was definitely a goal for my personal self that I wanted to break, and I did it.
Now, take me through the 2 record-breaking games.
We were playing Simmons, so the first game I had a bunch of kills. My mom was there. She was keeping track. I didn't know when it was coming, and then the second game, I got the set, and it was a horrible hit, actually. It was like a whiff, I'm pretty sure. And then my mom had a balloon, and she let it out, and it was super exciting. We didn't talk about it until the end just because Coach didn't want us to be the focus of the game, but after I was like, okay, I did it, we're done, it's good, because I didn't think I was going to break it until the very end of the season.
Before you came to St. Joe's, Maine, the women's volleyball team had lost at least 20 games in each of its past 10 seasons. Now, that hasn't happened once during your career, but when you look back after this is all said and done, are you confident you've left this program on a track to consistently win?
I think so. I think that since my freshman year, we've had incoming players that have been really solid all the way around. I think people look at us now as a bigger threat, and then, we have Felicia, our freshman middle. She's a huge offensive player. I look at her as taking my spot in the offense. I think she's going to run things next year, and more people are going to want to come here because we do have a winning record. We're a solid team, and I think it's going to continue.
Hawks becomes just the 4th women's volleyball player to join the GNAC's Double Grand Club. She joins Emmanuel's Jenna Ross, Johnson & Wales' Ashley Constantino, and 2012 GNAC Hall of Fame inductee Anne-Marie Prado. Unfortunately for Sarah and the Monks, their championship hopes would end early in the quarterfinals. In the end, the women's volleyball championship came down to a rematch between the reigning champion Riviera Raiders and the Emerson Lions. Off to the Dune, where the Lions hope to give the Raiders a little payback for last year's defeat on their home court. It was a tough battle all game long. The Raiders up 13-10 in the first set when Lindsay Sweeney digs this Alex Lynn hit, but she wouldn't be able to handle this one from Julie Frendak, one of her 9 kills on the day. Still in the first set, Riv now up 20-17. GNAC Player of the Year, Kenna Finlayson, has her hit blocked, but she's able to pick it up and recover in time for a block of her own to put her team up 4. But Emerson would come all the way back to take the set, 25-23. In the second act, Nicole Boucher goes for a kill, but Heather Park is there to dig it. Now watch as Jamie Morgan lays out to keep this ball in play. Raiders get the free ball, but Finlayson can't keep it in. Emerson would take the set, 25-19. Set number 3 was again neck and neck. With the home team up 1, Kat Rice takes this set from Juliana Tucker and smashes it home. Tucker had 36 assists on the day, earning her tournament MVP honors. Match point now, Jamie Morgan serving. Riviera can't handle it and let the celebration commence. According to head coach Ben Reed, this is just the start for his young team.
We're not losing anyone due to graduation, which is unbelievable. I mean, we've got some very, very strong players, freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, and anyone we bring in this year and next year's recruiting class is just going to make us that much stronger.
In the Women's Soccer Championship, defending champion Lasell was able to knock off Simmons to earn its 3rd straight GNAC title. It took 2 second-half goals for the Lasers to grab the conference's automatic NCAA tournament bid, and it wasn't one that they'd waste. Lasell was able to knock off Amherst College in their first-round match 3-1. It was Lasell's first NCAA tournament victory and made them the only GNAC team to advance in the tournament this year. On the men's side, top-seeded Albertus Magnus played host to number 4 seed Norwich. During their regular season matchup, the two teams went the distance, playing to a 0-0 draw. So what about the rematch? Let's go to the highlights. We'll pick it up in the 9th minute. Senior captain Steven Zapata hits a low cross on a free kick that pops up for a header by midfielder James Lucchesi, but Norwich goalkeeper Greg Payne was up to the task, one of his 12 saves on the afternoon. His counterpart, Donato Periscoffo, was no slouch at his end of the pitch either. He comes out aggressively and is able to punch this chance away to keep it scoreless. He had 6 saves on the day. The best chance for either team came in the 53rd minute when freshman Alex Zapata received a pass at the top of the box and sent a curling shot to the far post. Payne made the initial save and then kicked away the rebound chance by Austin Toman. The Falcons bench wanted a penalty, but instead we would play on. In fact, we'd play on all the way through regulation and 2 overtimes without a goal. So, the GNAC championship would be decided in a shootout. And of course, these two teams weren't going to let the thing be decided in a standard 5 rounds. Nope, it wasn't until the 8th round with Albertus up 6-5 that Periscoff was able to stop Ryan Curley and clinch the match for the Falcons. The junior netminder's performance earned him tournament MVP, and he was obviously overwhelmed after the game.
It's unexplainable, man. Like I never had something like this before happen in my life. I remember one time in high school we went to won PKs in the semifinals. I thought that was crazy. We just won the GNAC championship. There's nothing like it. We worked for this all year long, all the off season, all everything. There's nothing like it.
This season wasn't all about competition, however. Back in October, SAAC members from the GNAC attended the ECAC leadership seminar in Worcester. I got a chance to get out there and see what it was all about. Student athletes work hard at practice to perfect their skills and be the best they can be on game day. At the ECAC leadership seminar in Worcester, Student Athlete Advisory Committee members from the GNAC, NESCAC, and the North Atlantic Conference got together to practice a different set of skills.
Our whole goal is a lot about just building self-awareness, thinking about who you are as a person and what style of leadership kind of fits your personality and your value system, and how you can better relate to people to manage even groups of people that you're in charge of.
Leslie Barnes, the Director of Student Athlete Development at Duke University, led the group in 2 sessions designed to improve their leadership skills. The morning session focused mostly on developing a personal brand, while the afternoon session taught the students how to take that identity and work with people of contrasting personalities. Barnes feels that bringing multiple conferences together helps drive home the latter point.
Some of the challenges and issues that they have at their own schools or on their own campus, a lot of times they get caught up and think, oh my gosh, it's only us, it's got to be something we're doing, and really it's not, and I think there's power in numbers.
The response to the presentation was overwhelmingly positive from the student athletes, with many of them saying that the lessons they learned today not only helped them in their athletic careers, but also in everyday life.
I think a lot of times people tend to say, oh, I know what my weaknesses are, I know what my strengths are, but saying them today in a group collaborative and then noticing what other people perceive you as well, as far as being a gold, orange, or blue, or green person, it really made me truly define who I am as an individual.
I'm an elementary ed major, so I'm looking to teach for as long as possible. It's my goal. But with that, it's all the things I learned today I can use in my classroom.
After the presentation, the three conferences split up and fulfilled SAAC's primary purpose, giving the athletes a voice. The GNAC members discussed their concerns with the conference and ways to improve it. They also voted on new NCAA legislation and brainstormed ways to help out their communities and increase interest in their teams. Be on the lookout for some of those events in the coming months. SAAC is a great way for student athletes to get involved. If you're interested in joining, find out who the SAAC advisor at your school is and let them know. Well, that's it for this fall recap edition of Around the GNAC. Do you have a story you think we should cover? Tweet us at the GNAC using the hashtag #AroundTheGNAC. Also, be sure to check out thegnac.com for all this conference's latest news, and be sure to like us on Facebook. Thanks to Jeff Kolb and all the GNAC SIDs for helping us out with the stories. A special thank you to Emmanuel College for hosting our shoot. And finally, thank you for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Doug Chin.